Welcome back to the Spirit Show. In today's episode, I am here with a genius in the marketing that has been working the marketing field for 6 years here in the UAE. He was in the corporate world working for big corporations, and for the last 3 years, he and his brother are launching one of the biggest marketing agencies here in Dubai. And as you were just saying, a lot of investment companies as well related to that. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate it, Gabriel.
How's everything?
Lovely, bro. I just flew in back.
That's good.
Last night.
That's
good.
the whole point of Dubai, right? This place that everyone comes, go, and it's very easy and fast.
Yeah, it's the business hub of the Middle East. Like, you want to do business, you have to be in Dubai.
Yeah. You know, one thing that I want just to kick off and everything. What do you do for a living?
That's my brother's bro.
I know, but you help him, right?
Yeah. So many things, you know. I normally just brush this answer off by saying like, oh, I love life. I enjoy my time on earth, you know. But if I really want to answer this, I'm someone that has so many talents and so many different things. One of them is and the core is marketing, right? It's 360 marketing. So we'll help brands revamp their entire marketing department and entire marketing strategy from zero. Mm-hmm. So if like some people have an amazing product, an amazing branding, an amazing service, but their marketing is just not right. So we step in. They'll either hire us as an agency, or we have an option as Bottle Flip Investments, where we become a partner in your business. We obviously discuss the percentages and everything. And then this is where we go in, because we are really confident of what we deliver. So we tell them, listen, you want something above and beyond, especially if it's a brand that has huge potential. We tell them we want skin in the game, you know, because we know what we can deliver. So we can give you X, Y, Z. This is what we've done for other brands. This is how we positioned people. This is how much sales we can generate. We want skin in the game.
Yeah.
So we do that. And then the second thing is events, whether it's events for clients or our own events, like the Brand Me Summit. This was an event that we created, so it's our own IP. And this is more towards, like personal branding. How can someone become the top person in their industry? Across industries, even if you're a chef, even if you are a potato farmer, you know? So that's what we do.
Amazing, man. Amazing. And I mean, you specifically have been working in the marketing industry for 6 years now, right?
A little bit more, yeah. Almost 8.
8 years.
Almost
okay.
8, yeah.
Okay. And I wanted just so that, because basically in our podcast, we're always bringing people in to understand what are the things that they learned, what are the things that the people from the owners, they would be able to take this as an advantage and use on their lives, right?
Yes.
So how was for you like this transition between the corporate and your own thing, let's say? Because you graduated, right?
Yes.
And then you stepped in working big companies.
Of course.
And then 2021, you kind of started this agency. So what was the thing that you saw in the corporate world that was not letting you do what you wanted to?
Bro, the biggest problem in corporate world is the lack of flexibility. When I was working in a lot of these corporations, some of them are startups, but they're big enough to become corporates. Like they became unicorns, right? Was the lack of flexibility. Like from the time you come up with an idea to implementing it, it'll take months, which already the advantage in the market is lost for that idea. You get what I mean? I'm someone that loves speed. Like if I have an idea, will go out and implement it as fast as possible, because the faster you are to market, that's when you get the advantage. Then when you have the unfair advantage, that's when you have an upper hand over any of your competitors. That's when you start making noise. That's when people start going like, okay, these guys are doing something right. So that was the main problem that I faced in corporate. And me being loud, me being, fast moving, me being that, it just didn't work for me. I learned at a very young age that sales and more sales is literally how you can open a business. And I fast after that, I learned that money in is a business. Forget anything else. Forget everything else in business. Forget, fulfillment, forget operations, forget the product, forget everything. Money in is a business. Just look at Yeezys, for example. He literally launched his website with some random ad in the, film from his phone that he ran in the, Super Bowl. And then he sold for $19 million. And then the fulfillment was after, 3-4 weeks. So what did he just do, right? It's literally money in, and then he figured everything out.
Then he did the rest.
Exactly. So money in is a business.
Yeah.
But in order to be able to do a stunt like Kanye, you need the credibility. So that's when personal branding comes in. Even if you still don't have a business, even if you still don't have a model, even if you don't have the idea yet, start with personal branding. Because
and then things will...
Exactly. And then things start falling into place. And then when you have that big idea, that's when you can introduce it in the market. That's what happened with us. We started with Bottle Flip. That was like our, marketing agency. And then it became into more, also Bottle Flip agency and investments where we can help companies and we partner up with them. And then that's where we had the tech idea, which is Brand Me, right? Brand Me is a platform that's, A to Z platform. It's an all-in-one tool, a one-stop shop for all your personal branding needs. You have modules, tools, checklists. You have AI tools. You will have also some kind of, it's like a hire a team option where we will do everything for you from A to Z, right?
So in this Brand Me, like basically you guys provide everything, or you guys find other partners to also be there on the platform?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we should talk later.
Of course. Yeah. We have both models.
Yeah.
So we do have partners that we work with, and we do also have our own.
So sorry for interrupting, but one question that I wanted to ask, because I see like here in Dubai is a place that the entrepreneurship is big, and it's a place that like the government helps with that and the laws and everything. But it's also a place that a lot of people are on the corporate, or maybe when they're moving to Dubai, they come initially for the corporate and then they try to transition or something like that. How do you think that for these people that are stuck in this situation, as you were, that you want to do something, but they cannot because maybe of the constraints that we have, how do you think that these people can take advantage of this new marketing, personal branding? How can they take this step, even still on the corporate, before leaving it?
Dude, I opened Bottle Flip. I was still working 9 to 5. It was on the side. I opened it and I was working in Bottle Flip or working to grow Bottle Flip maybe 1 year before I left my job. I got the billing to 3 times my salary at the time. And then I was like, okay, thank you very much. And that at the same time, they were like, okay, we'll give you extra salary. I'm like, I don't need your salary. I don't need the money, I'm done. I'm gone. You want to keep me? You go ahead and hire Bottle Flip.
Yeah.
And they were like, wow,
Wow.
They were shocked. Look, you can easily start building a personal brand. Like you have weekends, you have, you said 9 to 5 or 9 to 7, right? You have 3, 4, 5 hours at night, There's always time. If you are passionate about something, there's always time to create content about it. I have one of my friends, he's in the marketing industry, but he's passionate about animals. So he's creating content about animals. And now he has a huge profile just about animals and how to feed them, how to take care of them, interesting facts. So much content, bro. He's going crazy viral. In the he does an Arabic content, but he's going crazy viral in that niche, right? Because he's passionate about it. And I was asking him like, what's your end goal with this? He's like, bro, I'm in love with animals. Create merch. I'll create this. I'll do this. He has an idea. Has an idea for where he wants to be. Obviously, his background is marketing, but he's passionate about animals. And there's nothing stopping him. And he has not just a 9 to 5. He's leading one of the biggest agencies. So the guy is not just 9 to 5. It's probably like a 24/7 job. And he still finds time to create this content. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there is no excuses. If someone really wants something,
they'll get it.
You put the effort in. It's there's no secret formula.
Yeah,
Right?
100%, 100%. That's something that like people, I mean, a lot of people, I saw as well that you also like to talk about a lot like of growth,
Yes.
mindset,
Yes.
and kind of going, stepping out of your comfort zone and actually taking that move and going ahead, right? How was like for you, when was the moment that you saw that this was something that was really important for your journey, like especially as an entrepreneur? Like what was the moment that like, okay, this, you know,
The
this-
mindset.
yeah, because I'm pretty sure that like maybe before the corporate or even during the corporate, you had one mindset, right?
Yes.
And then when you came to understanding that sales was the thing,
Yeah.
when was that moment?
Look, when I was working in the corporate, I genuinely, as the days passed by, I kept feeling worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. I reached a day when it was rock bottom. That was the day when one of my colleagues, passed away. Was, I think, suicide, right? I was like, I literally looked at myself and I was like, I mean, I was sad that he was gone, but I looked at myself and I was like, I don't want to end up like that. It was like a wake-up call for me. When you reach rock bottom, there is no other way but up. You know what I mean? So when that happened, I put a plan in place. I was like, I need to get out. Once I said to myself, I need to get out, then if you ask yourself questions, you will come up with an answer. I don't know why people don't do this, but it's so simple. People go like, I'm stuck. Yeah, no shit, you're stuck. You're telling yourself you're stuck. You're gonna be stuck. If you ask yourself, oh, how can I become this? How can I do this? Like, okay, well, I can actually do that. All right, fine. How? What can I do? Oh, well, you can actually create this document and do this and reach out to 5 people on Instagram and LinkedIn and do this and do that. Your internal dialogue is going to dictate how and where and when you're going to get out. You know what I mean? So I had that internal dialogue and then it just kept asking myself the right questions. Some people tell me I'm stuck, I don't know what to do. You're not stuck. You're just not asking the right questions. Our brain, forget AI, forget the most advanced whatever tech there is in the world. Our brain is the most advanced, but we don't know how to use it. We don't know how to completely utilize it. You're telling me, no, but AI gives me everything in 2 seconds. You know how fast your brain is? You know how powerful your brain is? Your brain is so powerful that just thinking can influence how you feel, how you act, how the energy around you. Have you ever went in a room and you were talking to someone and you just got that electrifying feeling? You felt something was wrong, something was off? AI can never, and I'll say it, AI will never be able to detect that. In 1,000 years. Why? Because our brains aren't just designed to think, and they have very crazy mechanism that can even, the environment around you, you're aware, you just don't know it.
Yeah.
Like I even know what's behind me. I even know what's going on. But some people aren't just, you have the ability to do that. You're just not trained. You know what I mean?
It's all about like how you're asking the right questions, right? I think this is even applied to everything, even mainly to sales as well, because you're saying, right?
100%. Like a lot of what sales is just asking questions. Bro, a lot of what business is, a lot of how you become rich is just you asking questions, bro. Just go into a room, say the right thing, do the thing, and then boom, you have a sale. I swear to God, I know people that closed like crazy things just by knowing how to talk. And that's a skill that you really need. Like forget AI, forget anything. That's the number one skill anyone needs. Because if you really know how to talk and you really know how to give an impression and give credibility and project all of that, and then you have that backing of your personal brand and people see you and you're well known and everything, it's gonna be like a walk in the park.
There's no way that things are gonna go and fall apart. Like you have all of the pillars, right?
Yes. So there's no such thing as no way it fall apart. Obviously, there's nothing guaranteed, but your chances of success are beyond what you ever imagined.
Because I think the main thing is that a lot of people, they just come to the room and expect that things are gonna be delivered to them. They're not actually going after the thing, right?
And that's a big problem. Like, cavemen and women, they had that drive. Why? Because if you don't perform, guess what, buddy? You're gonna die. You know what I mean? Literally die. And in this day and age, we don't have that mindset anymore because 5 minutes and my food is on the door. I can get my laundry washed in 5 minutes. People don't have that drive anymore. I know for a fact I'm not gonna die from hunger. You know what I mean? So that drive just gets less and less and less and less. And that's why what I always say, and if people know me and if people follow me, they know that I keep saying, keep yourself uncomfortable. Not just uncomfortable like, I like that other couch, not this one. No. Like, have that mindset, if I don't do this, I'm gonna die. If I don't do this, my family's gonna hate me. My dad's gonna slap me. My dad's gonna kick me, If I don't do this, my mom is not gonna look at me in the eye. You know what I mean? If I don't do this, someone's gonna kill my family. Have that mindset. I kid you not, your entire brain is gonna change,
Yeah.
And there's no limits to what we can achieve,
100%. Usually it's always about how you're training yourself, right? And prepare your mindset to navigate, right? On these challenges and these things. And it's all about the questions, as you're saying. If you just ask, I'm stuck, I don't know what to do. Of course, you're never gonna know what to do, right? But now coming I think one thing that you're saying is about sales, right? That sales is the number one thing for anything, especially for business.
Yes.
And even when you're just going out with your friends and maybe you want to pick a restaurant, what is happening is actually you're selling the restaurant.
Selling them, yes.
Even though you're not give me 1,000 dirhams and you go, no.
Yes,
but you're still selling that idea,
yes.
right? So what do you think is the number one thing that people often struggle when it comes to sale and then they're not able to actually succeed on it?
Sales. Building trust. Everyone is trying to sell. Whereas you're technically not selling. You're technically just consulting them. If you're actually genuinely consulting them, and if your product doesn't fit and can't really benefit them in their situation, be very frank and be like, listen, buddy, I don't think at the moment we're able to help, but I'm pretty confidently sure that after, in the future, after 3-4 months, when you are ready and when we are ready, I believe we can reopen this conversation. And you don't understand how many times I actually turn down business because I know that I can't help them at the point they are in right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That also elevates your credibility. Maybe you're not ready now or they're not ready now. And then in a few months, you have another offer to them. You call them, hey, buddy, listen, I remember when you had this problem. Is it still there? Oh, no, but I have this. Actually, we do have something for that. You know what? 1, 2, 3. Not just that, but also this is what we've done for another client. You can see for yourself. You know what? This is going to be for $2,000. However, if you confirm to me by tomorrow, I think I can give you a price of 1.8 just for you. And, I can't really guarantee this by the end of the week, but if you tell me for tomorrow, because we still have a few slots, I can guarantee it for you just because we built that working relationship. Boom, sale.
Finish.
Even if you don't sell, he'll probably tell a friend about it. I actually ask for a referral even if I don't sell.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I'll be in a meeting and I'll be like, oh, by the way, do you have any friends or anyone that you know that you think might benefit from our service? And you just get them thinking. Oh, yeah. Well, actually, yeah. Another thing I like to say is, the number one objection. Oh, but I found it for cheaper. I love this one. Yeah. I have 2 ways to handle it. One is I go okay, if my price was the same price as the other person, which one would you take? Normally they would say you. If they say them, I go like, okay, go for them. That's it. I don't want to talk to you. I know that client's gonna be a pain in the ass. He's gonna be too naggy, too demanding, and they're not gonna pay well. Okay? I'll go with them. If they say me, I'll be like, okay, why? And then they just literally justify themselves to me, and I'll be like, so, are you ready to sign? Be like, yeah, but give me the price. I'm like, listen, you chose us because of 1, 2, 3, because we are the best in what we're doing. And are you the best in what you're doing? He'll be like, yeah, I'm trying to be. Okay, fine. So are you in business to make money or lose money? He'll be like, of course make money. Like, why you want to make me lose money? And then, boom, you just see their brain like, okay, I'm ready to buy from this guy. This guy knows his stuff. So that's some of the tricks. I mean, they're all tricks, but in the end of the day, if you just build your credibility up, where instead of you're going out to get business, you become an inbound machine. Not with ads. Because we've realized if you have a strong personal brand, okay, you will get inbound leads. But on top of that, if you run ads with a strong personal brand, your cost per acquisition just drops massively.
Crazily.
Because people just trust you.
Yeah. That's what we see as well, like with the people that we work with. A lot of people, they come with ads or just like trying to do the organic stuff. But, maybe their acquisition costs like maybe 15, 20 per client. And like, okay, maybe it's a good value. But as soon as we start putting in some organic content that actually achieve the right audience, that number 1, 2, 3 dirhams. And then...
Funny enough, you mentioned that, right? A lot of people on social media, all they're trying to do is sell. Whereas you have it wrong. Look at all these big brands, what they're posting. Look at what they're doing on their social media. None of them are selling anything. Look at Nike. Look at Adidas. Look at Red Bull. I love that example, right?
Red Bull is the craziest one.
They're literally just entertaining, putting out content, putting out, free value. People are gonna follow them. Then later on, in their ads, they can sell. And it will convert massively.
A lot more.
Exactly. But what are they really selling? And that's what you need to do to your personal brand. You need to give out free value. It's called foot in the door strategy, right? You're Gabriel, right? I talk about mindset. I'm giving you free value. You know what? I'll even be like, comment mindset, and I'll send you like a day checklist that you can, follow for the next 1 month, and you'll get XYZ results. Wow, that sounds like a good proposition. You comment mindset, you get that thing. Now you trust me because I gave you something totally for free and I don't want anything in return. After a few months, if I'm gonna sell something, you're gonna be like, this guy knows what he's talking about. I better subscribe or I better buy this thing because it is gonna really, make a difference in my life, Or it's gonna, whatever he's promising, he's gonna deliver.
Yeah.
Because you build that credibility, 1 foot in the door. They do it a lot in sales, like just at least to get a meeting with the client,
Yeah, always giving like a bite and then kind of...
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But I mean, this is the whole key and the secret of social media, if you had to say that, I would say, right? Because as you're saying, the biggest problem nowadays is that people just want to sell. They don't want to give value. They think that, they're going to come on social media. After 1 month, they're going to post 20 videos. Now I'm going to run some ads and I'm going to sell my community $299 per month. I'm going to be rich. That's what they think. But they don't understand the whole process before to sell that thing.
No.
It doesn't matter if you put 10,000 dirhams in ads. It's not going to work.
I'll tell you a secret. We've been literally connecting and giving free value for over 4 years now. Up until now, that we feel we're ready to introduce something in the market. If you're in the mindset to get rich quick and sell something for $299, I'm sorry, buddy, but you're in the wrong business, right? If you're actually passionate about giving back, and if you're actually passionate about creating content, if you're passionate about what you're creating content about, that's when you become successful. I had one of my mentors actually told me, listen, Ghazy, I was starting off. I was still corporate, right? He's like, listen, buddy, you want to become rich? Okay, obviously, that's literally everyone's goal, right? He's like, look, and I'm going to translate it from Arabic, but it sounds a bit weird. He's like, don't let money run after you. Don't run after money. Okay, sorry. Don't run after money. Let the money run after you. I was like, what are you on about? He's like, look, become so good at what you do, become the best at what you do, and give so much value that people come to you regardlessly and just literally give you their money. No negotiation, no questions, nothing. He's like, your sales meetings will even be 5 minutes. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, trust me. Choose a subject for the next year, daily, 30 minutes, and create content about it. And become the best in what you do, and the money will just run after you. You'll become a money magnet. You will attract money from sources you didn't even imagine. And he was right. I'm not saying that I'm there yet, but I'm definitely on the right path, and I can see the results.
Yeah. You know, one thing that I learned with the podcast that we always do here is that the number one thing to have in mind is to be humble. Like, even though maybe you're looking for the money, is to be humble, to understand that's not now. That sometimes you need to go back and do the basic things, have a nice conversation, be able to have some ideas, give some free content, do some basic things that a lot of people are just skipping and wanting to do the quick, rich scheme. That, of course, if it was like that, everyone would be rich. Yes. Everyone would be rich by now, right?
Exactly.
And it's just impossible. There is no way to. It's this long process, daily, 30 minutes.
If you enjoy the process, you're going to reap the reward.
Yeah.
If you don't enjoy the process, you better find something that you enjoy and do it. Because there is no way that you're going to become successful in something that you genuinely don't enjoy the process, not the end result. Everyone will enjoy the end result. You know what I mean?
100%.
So, yeah.
100%. Good, man. You know, one thing that I wanted to ask you now, like, we're talking about a lot of this personal branding and marketing and creating this kind of scenario that in the long term are going to be successful online, organically, right? And one thing that I see that I wanted to hear your take on, you're mentioning, for example, the Trav's example, like the Yeezys and everything.
Yeah.
And one thing that I was seeing, like, recently, that guy, I don't know if you saw the All Things Butter, that he was creating like a series. He would, like, every day take just some butter, mix with like some greens, some shit like that, and
I think I saw that.
So
TikTok,
he was
right?
Yeah, he was like going viral every single video, 1 million, 1 million, 2 million, 10 million. And then after 6 months doing that consistently, he grew his page to 100K, I don't know. He created a brand, All Things Butter, and now he's selling like crazy.
2 words.
How do you
branding.
Huh?
It's just beautiful.
Yeah. I wanted to hear your take on this. Like, is this the new way of marketing for in this new era, let's say?
And I don't know why brands aren't jumping on this. And I don't know why brands still hire CEOs that are camera shy. In this day and age, if you don't have a face associated with your brand, I'm sorry, but you're gonna end up going back, right? Even if it's a brand ambassador, if you're a CEO, you don't like to show your face, go and find someone that will show their face and become the brand ambassador of your brand. Because people are enjoying working with people. And it's just been from the start of humankind. I don't know why, when the industrial era started, humans took a step back. They just slapped on brands and then they started marketing these brands. They were doing it all wrong because people in nature like connection. That's one of the human needs in the hierarchy of law. And we lost that when we were slapping brands on and then, marketing these brands. Whereas we should have been marketing people. And even if that person, died, there should be a succession plan where someone else takes that.
But then one question that I have for you, one thing that some people would argue on the side of not having a face associated with the brand is that in case that person, like for example Tesla, everything is affected by Elon Musk.
Yes.
If he goes and tweets something, Tesla, ooh, boo. What do like? Is there a problem with that? How do you manage this?
That's not a problem. That's actually a good thing, right? With one tweet, you can get the company stocks up, and obviously with one tweet, you can get it down. But you see that kind of power. You see that kind of genuinity that you feel with the CEO. You feel like you know him, like, oh, you know, he did this thing. And then, you know, he kind of regulates.
Yeah.
He kind of like takes the market wherever he wants. He kind of sells like this, and he kind of like, you know, plays with it. So that literally is not a problem. That literally, you know, further says that, yes, this is why personal branding is strong.
100%.
Right? Obviously, you should have your own brand, but not without your personal brand. Right?
Both of them
Look
kind of work.
Look at Tesla for now. Look how much advocates they have just because Elon Musk is has a strong personal brand. You think he pays anyone? You think he pays anyone money? Any of these influencers? Any of the people that talks about Tesla? Zero marketing budget. And the smartest thing he did was actually acquire a social media platform, because now he has, it's like better than TV, you know? TV is dead.
No one watches anymore.
So having your own social media platform and having everyone on that social media, you know, having his personal brand boosted, I'm sure he has that. Bro, khalas, you're unstoppable. You know?
You make yourself go viral.
Exactly. Yeah, you know, you literally have the keys to everything, to everyone.
Yeah, 100%.
Literally,
Yeah.
right? So, yeah, I mean, because of your strong personal brand, you will have advocates, you will have people that follow you, you will have people that talk about you, people that market your own brand for you, all for free. And I mean, let's not go far. Let's stay in the Middle East. Look at Huda Katan, right? A good friend of ours, right? Look what she's been doing. Huda and Mona, right? They have everyone advocating for their brands. Do you think they're paying anyone? I can assure you they're not. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I think just one last question that I wanted to hear from you, just for us to wrap up. If you had to choose between product or marketing, which one would you choose and why?
Marketing.
Why?
Product you can get. If you have marketing right, and if you grow enough, you can build any product you want. Product I can acquire with money. Marketing.
It's here.